Hello and welcome back to the FM Lowdown here with me, Sam. And in today's episode, we've got a game against West Bromwich Albion away and Norwich City at home in the Championship. I said we're going to look at doing two games, so we're going to attempt it today, see how it goes. But there is a chance we may not be in charge for the second game. If we go to the old fixture schedule, you can see a sea of red here. So in the last episode, you saw us lose 1-0 at home to Bristol City. We followed that up with a 4-0 away defeat to Pompey. Now, Pompey at the time, if you look on the season preview, were predicted to finish near us. So that was rather an alarming result, shall we say, to lose 4-0. Concede 3 goals in the first half, kind of maybe not really do anything for the second half because it was like damage limitation. And then they scored really early in the second half, which made everything even worse. We followed that up with a 2-1 defeat to QPR. Really disappointing considering we took the lead in this game early in the first half. Again, we were playing sort of the younger players like Ernie Weaver, Reece Johnson, because we didn't have the experience. But the good news is Deshaun Bernard is back from injury. So we do have that a little bit more experience. We then lost 2-0 away to Birmingham for Furuhashi and Patrick Roberts with the goals, and again that was a really disappointing performance. And we followed that up with another disappointing performance, who a team right next to us in the table was Coventry. We lost this one 4-1, which I didn't expect, shall we say, because after we made it 1-0, we were pretty comfortable in the game. They scored just before half time with Sakamoto, and then the second half we couldn't really get a foothold in the game. I'd love to be able to show you the XG stats, but that doesn't want to show me what they are. But you can see they had more. And at that point, I was like, right, we're going to ditch the sort of back five. We're going to play the way I want to play. High pressing, high intensity. I've got my Orient save. I've got a 4-2-3-1, and it's exactly how I want us to play with the Orient team. So I've saved that tactic and launched it over here. And it worked brilliantly for the first game. We won 3-0 away at Charlton. The man of the moment, considering now we play wingers, Olaf Kabaki, which you can see here, 3 goals in 3 games for him. So it's brilliant to have someone that can score goals, and someone who, the forgotten man, I think we're going to call him. It's good to have him back in the goals. We won 3-0 and were really good value for the win as well. I'd love to again be able to show you the XG, but graphical stuff is being annoying. But we did have a lot more shots. We had more shots on target, and by all accounts, we were excellent. Then we're thinking, right, back at Hillsborough, we can follow that up with a decent performance, shall we say? No, we lost 3-2 at home to Middlesbrough. They scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to take a 2-1 lead going into half-time. Kabaki made it 2-0, and then we conceded a really soft third goal to lose that 3-2. And you're thinking, right, and there's all these rumours in the inbox saying, oh, you're going to lose your job. I'm on the verge of being sacked. So we then played Oxford, near enough the same team again, and we managed to win 1-0 through Olaf Kabaki once again getting the goal. And by all accounts, we were pretty dominant in this game. For a player who stats aren't that good, 17 determination is massively helping. 3 goals, 2 assists in his 4 championship games. And then he won Player of the Month as well, which doesn't actually surprise me with sort of the month he had in October. So it's now our first game in November. We're playing West Bromwich Albion and then obviously Norwich City. If we go and look at the league table, we currently sit just outside the bottom 3 in 21st place. West Brom are 20th. We have 3 wins, 2 draws and 7 defeats. Only the 10 goals scored, which is the worth of the division, and we've conceded 19, which is not atrocious. And if everyone who knows me, I love my XG table, we're bottom. We're bottom of the XG table. So I love my stats, so that's not gone down too well. Anyway, we did make a signing that you haven't seen. You can see I've got players on trial here, there and everywhere. You knew about the signing of Patrick Bamford, but we've also signed Emmanuel Dennis, a man who I tried to get in the summer, couldn't get him because of his wage demands. We've got him on £4.5 a week, and for this level, to play him off the left, give competition for Kabaki and Jamal Lowe, and he can play up front, I think it's vital, absolutely vital for what we're going to have towards the end of the season. So he takes his place on the bench today. As you can see, we've still got players on trial. We've got Kemar Roof, Victor Wanyama, and Courtney House. The reason I got Courtney House in is because he's a left-footed centre-back, and I really like to have a left-footed centre-back at left centre-back. So, and we don't really have one of them. I could play Reece Johnson, but his form in the games he's played is not amazing. He's now been taken off the transfer list, so we'll see what happens with him. We've also got Pierce Charles back from injury, so he'll obviously replace the goalkeeper because Pierce Charles is our goalkeeper and we want to develop him. So this will be the team. That's why it's called LOFC 4-2-3-1. That is literally why the tactic is called that, if you were wondering. So this is the team. It's Pierce Charles in goal. Back four are Valerie, Dishon Bernard, Iorfa and Max Lowe. Joe Rawls and Barry Bannon in the middle. Jamal Lowe, Ingleson, Kabaki and Kadamartri leading the line. So hopefully we can get 3 points again. We've got to give a number to Emmanuel Dennis. You, not being unlucky 13, you can be number 37 because 3 and 7 in Italy adds up to 10, and Italians love doing that. And obviously he played for Watford, and the Watford owners own Udinese, and they love doing that over there. So let's get into today's game. Hopefully we won't get battered. Toby Collier and Isaac Price coming in. Romain Esse on loan from Crystal Palace. That's a very physical back four. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can at least get a point. I would like a point at least. If they're lining up with their 4-2-3-1, we're doing exactly the same. Two teams right next to each other in the table. No point showing us the top half. We're nowhere near that. It's 20th versus 21st. And it's live. As Martin Tyler was always used to say. That my eyesight's one of the worst things ever. That looks like a kick clash to me. I'm struggling to tell the difference between their stripes and our purpley sort of kit. So, but then again, we're not going to play in blue and white stripes, are we? Or our white third kit. So, yeah, the purple is what we're going to have to play in. So here's Jamal Lowe. Great switch out by Kabaki. Jamal Lowe down the line for Ingleson, and Bielik knocks it back to Griffiths, and that's launched clear by the West Bromwich Albion goalkeeper. We pick up the second ball though with Valerie. Now Bannan over the top for Jamal Lowe. Good first touch. Whips the ball to the back post, and Kadamartri's there, and Sheffield Wednesday lead. Again, there's another graphical glitch. Kadamartri has scored his second goal of the season. When Bamford came in, he come and had words to say. I'm worried about my football. We've said no, don't worry. It's not going to affect you. And he's now got another goal, second goal in I think 3 games for Kadamartri. An electrifying start at the Hawthorns for the Owls. There's Bielik now. Launches it over the top for Illing Jr. Illing Jr. gets to the byline, gets the cross in, and Pierce Charles. I don't know if that hit the post or Pierce Charles, the angle it went out. It didn't really make sense. But we've had cleared the ball anyway. And Jamal Lowe picks up the ball, and that's the end of that highlight. I don't know if that hit the post or Pierce Charles managed to save it. But we're heading towards 15 minutes, and Barry Bannon now has the ball and finds Kubaki. What's he going to do with it? Lowe has launched himself down the left-hand side. Valerie inside the central midfield position. Kabaki. Joe Rawls. We're just keeping the ball moving nicely here. Dishon Bernard. Good. Out to Jamal Lowe. There's the run of Ingleson. Ingleson into the box. Josh Griffiths doesn't narrow down the angle. He dinks him and he's at the crossbar. That could have and probably should have been 2-0 to the Owls. That's really annoying because that should have been 2-0. I think he should have scored that. It seems the XG stat is a bit broken now. So if you are unaware, I'm recording this on what is it today, the 29th of October. There's been another patch, which is the second in 2 days, and this one seems to have broken certain things as well, which is a shame, but it's what it is. Chris Meckham finds Bielik. Meckham has the ball again. Out wide to Jeb Wallace. Collier. West Brom knocking the ball around nicely on the edge of our area. Max Lowe does well, but the ball's still with Jeb Wallace, who gets a decent cross in. Madger doesn't win his header. We've not cleared it, and Mowatt's shot just deflects wide of the post. We have got this on key highlights, haven't we? We do. I tend to play on key. I found that's the nice balance, I think, for me at the moment. We've had 5 shots compared to their 2, so we are the better team in terms of chances created. Max Lowe picks up a booking, which I think is his 5th of the season now, which means he will be suspended for the next game if I am correct. So we approach half-time. If we can hold this lead towards half-time, I'll be very happy leading at half-time. Oh, there's a highlight with the last kick of the half, and it's Alfred Gilchrist standing over a set piece. Knocks it back to Mepham into Mowat. He knocks it back to Mepham, who knocks it out wide to Bielik. And that's half-time. That was a really pointless highlight and made me worry for no reason. We lead 1-0 at the break. They are capable of even better, so give the lads some motivation for the second half. This is where we're missing heat maps and average positions and all these little things that clubs now use at half time to try and gain an upper hand. We don't have any of that, which is really, it's actually quite frustrating, to be honest. It seems features have been taken out this game that I think are needed, and they'll bring them back probably next year and go, oh, look at these new features. Like, yeah, but they should have probably been in the game. What is rather worrying is what the state of the game would have looked like last year, to be honest. There's Kobaki picks up a booking. I saw a red card on the screen there, and he has been booked. So there's another graphical glitch there too. So we approach the 70th minute. I am going to bring Kobaki off. The player of the month curse has struck him, as Emmanuel Dennis will come on for his debut. Ingleson's also having a poor game, and Patrick Bamford will come on for him. Two very experienced campaigners, which is exactly what we're kind of after at the moment. Players with experience who can come in and improve us now, but also offer mentorship to the younger players we've got in the dressing room. As we're approaching the final 10 minutes here, we currently still lead 1-0. And normally when this happens is I change the mentality to balanced and then eventually cautious. But I look at our bench. Who else am I realistically going to want to bring on? I've got 4 defenders, an attacking midfielder I don't really want, and Ugbo, who is another player I don't really want. I don't mind selling some of them, but again, I can't reinvest the money, so it's like we're just going to keep them then. They're just going to stay here. As Banan stands over the free kick. The only advantage is next season, obviously, the free agents list will be huge from players being released. So hopefully we'll have a nice different squad next year. And Jan Valerie's in. Oh, he let it go across his body just too much. That was a chance to make it 2-0. But we have won again. 1-0 victory. 3 wins in our last 4 now. And we're starting to slowly climb the table. This new tactic is working well for now. We're now up to 19th place, 3 points clear of Swansea City, who sit in 22nd. And our next game is against Norwich City, who sit mid-table. So let's get into... And this is by magic. We're here against Norwich City, the second game of today's episode. So, obviously, the biggest headache for us is our squad's not the biggest, so rotation is very challenging. Ingleson has been absolutely terrible recently, so Patrick Bamford will get a start. Fissuri, is he? Failed a fitness test. Chalobah, is he? He passed his fitness test from maximum of 45. Well, he can go on to the bench instead of... I'll take a bio, I think. So that'll be the team. And only one change from the side that beat West Bromwich Albion. Patrick Bamford comes in and Ingleson drops to the bench. So, yes. I don't really understand the sharp. It's like they go out for like 2 days of injury and all of a sudden they're really like unsharp and not fit. Obviously Norwich mid-table, but we have had 3 wins. I think it's 3 wins in our last 4 now, so things are starting to like get better for us now. We just need to continue. Even if we don't win this, we just need to build some sort of momentum and unbeaten run. But I do think Norwich is going to be a tricky game. The aim is still to stay up. We're 1 point clear of that dreaded bottom 3. The aim is to stay up. That's all the aim was at the start of the season, and that still is my aim now. So let's see if we can do it. Home games are vitally important for us. We've gone away to West Brom and picked up a valuable 3 points, but we need to back it up with a good home performance. As Max Lowe has the ball, 20 seconds. He's knocked it past the fullback, got a cross in as well. Kovacic punches it, and Joe Rolls goes for goal, and Sheffield Wednesday lead. It's just 15, there's no name next to it, but Joe Rolls scores after 20 odd seconds, and Sheffield Wednesday lead Norwich City. That is what you want from a start. That is all we can ask for. An electrifying start. Kovacic, I thought should have probably caught it, not under pressure, has punched it, and it's a thunderous finish from Joe Rolls to give us a very, very early lead. And hopefully we keep another clean sheet. And I do think it's not down to the system here. I actually think it's down to having Dijon Bernard back. Makes a massive impact in terms of the back line. His stats are amazing. But like I've said, the big thing is we've got to keep a core of 14 to 15 players fit for the rest of the season, and then I don't really know how we're going to rebuild next year, purely because we're going to lose half this squad because they don't want to sign new contracts, and then we're still under a transfer embargo unless the owner sods off because he's still here. So it's going to be an incredibly difficult time. January's pretty pointless for us because the players that are any good for free have already probably been picked up, so you're relying on clubs to release. As Welch comes forward for Norwich City just past the half-hour mark, cuts inside, no one closing down, and that's balloons over Pierce Charles's head and into the stand behind the goal. I think it also makes an impact. We've had Bernard come back, we've had Charles come back. We have changed the system, like we've given Kabaki the go. We've got Ben Bamford, you've got Dennis, so there is now more competition for places. Banan finds Kabaki in inside position, launches it out wide to Jamal Lowe, who offers the width on the right hand side, gets the cross in, and Bamford doesn't attack it, and we've been given a penalty. Bamford was pushed by Harry Darling, but we've got a penalty and a chance for 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday here. Who is taking? I don't know who takes our penalties. Kadamatri. I think he's already scored 1 this year, and he makes it 2. His 3rd goal in 4 games, and Sheffield Wednesday lead 2-0 at Hillsborough against Norwich City. This new system's working beautifully so far, but I fully expect by the time mid-December comes around, we're back to losing. As we pick up the ball again, straight from kickoff, Jamal Lowe finds Bamford, and Kadamatri's in. I think he's offside, and it's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper onto the post. It wasn't offside. I think the keeper has saved that onto the post, and the highlight continues from the throw. As Max Lowe has the ball, Kobaki to Lowe. Max Lowe finds Barry Banan. Barry Banan cuts inside. Kobaki. Banan goes for goal. Blocked. And it's cleared by Jack Stacey. Joe Rawls picks it up and finds Max Lowe. Iorfa. What's he going to do? He finds Barry Banan. Everything is influential is coming through him. Good 1-2. Banan still has the ball. Twisting, turning, and we've gone back to Iorfa. This is good recycling from us. Dishon Bernard. Joe Rawls. Bamford, Kadamatri, good touch. Jamal Lowe's now in. Jamal Lowe, another good save by the goalkeeper, and it goes out for a Sheffield Wednesday corner. We're still no good from corners, which is a shame. But it is half time, and we lead 2-0. Again, we can't see the XG, so thank you, Sports Interactive, for breaking the UI again. And here we go for the second half. Schlupp finds Kavistagard, and will they score in the first 20 seconds of the second half? No, they won't, because only big clubs do that, and that's us. As we now had 18 shots to their 5, we've been electrifyingly good this game, like really good. As we approach the hour mark, I wouldn't honestly care if there was no more highlights for the rest of this game. That would do me nicely, like we win 2-0. As Bamford now picks up the loose ball into Max Lowe. Max Lowe cuts inside, Joe Rawls. Max Lowe, Iorfa. To Dishon Bernard, out wide to Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe knocks it around the corner for Bamford, making a good run. Bamford takes it on his man, gets it in, and it's 3-0. I think it's Kadamatri again, he scores again. Linking up with Patrick Bamford, the man who he thought was replacing him. And it's 3-0 Sheffield Wednesday. Have we finally cracked it? Don't be boring on Football Manager 26 and try and play a back 5 and be really compact. Just play attacking football. It just seems to work really nicely. As we approach the 75th minute, we'll make some substitutions. Emmanuel Dennis can come on for some more fitness for Kabaki on the left hand side. Ingleson can come on for Bamford, who's obviously just coming back. Barry Banan can also come off for Nathaniel Chalobah on his return from injury as well. To make a triple change, Josh Sargent's now through just as we're about to make the changes, and he scores. It's 3-1 with 20 minutes to go. I don't think these changes weaken us, who I'm bringing on. It's his 9th goal of the season for Josh Sargent. We approach the 80th minute mark. Hopefully we just see out this game now. That would be lovely. 5 minutes to go. It's still 3-1. Nothing's really happening. We've still got 2 substitutions left. like we could wind down the clock and just make 2 like 1 substitutions. So we're going to bring on Ugbo for Kadamartri. That'll be 1 sub, and then we'll make another one in injury time. It just winds down the clock because we've got another window, and we'll bring Max Lowe off for Johnson, and then we'll change that to a fullback, and we'll go with that. So he still provides the width, and we build up over 3, but he's just not as high up the pitch, which should help in terms of when we lose the ball. So hopefully they don't score here, otherwise it's going to be squeaky bum time for the last 4 minutes, and Schwartu scores. It is now 3-2 with 3 and a bit minutes of injury time to go, and we've held on. Whew. That's a big victory, because we could have very easily thrown that away. Well done, everybody. Another victory for Wednesday, and they're up to 15th. Hello, playoffs, we're coming for you. We're 6 points off them, so who knows? With our latest form, what was to say that we don't now finish mid-table? We've just got to keep everyone fit. That international break is going to come at completely the wrong time for us. So if we look at the championship table now, 15th place, 5 wins, 2 draws, 7 losses. In 15th, are we still bottom of the XG table? No, we're at the bottom 3 on that as well. So if we look at when we'll come back for the next episode, maybe around the end of December-ish, depending how we're doing. It'll be around the end of December. So if you have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to the FM Lowdown channel and check out the podcasts at the Football Deck. And hope to see you all in the next episode.